The exhaustion isn't from being too much or too little, it's from trying to be someone you're not. Jung mapped 4 distinct feminine psychologies, and when you find yours, the struggle to fit in finally makes sense. Maybe you've always been the one who needs to understand everything logically, or the one who feels everyone's emotions like they're your own. Maybe you trust your gut instincts above all else, or you notice details others completely miss. These aren't quirks to manage. They're your natural language for navigating the world. And understanding which one is yours changes everything about how you see yourself. The quiet spaces hold the truth about who we really are. Between the morning coffee and the first meeting, in the car after everyone has been dropped off, in those stolen moments when we're finally alone with our thoughts. These spaces reveal something beautiful, the actual texture of our inner world, waiting to be discovered. What if the restlessness isn't because something is wrong with us, but because we've been trying to fit into patterns that were never meant for us? What if the answer isn't more self-improvement, but more self-recognition? Carl Jung understood something profound about human nature. We are not meant to be one-dimensional beings optimizing ourselves into perfection. We are complex, beautifully layered creatures with distinct inner architectures. And for women especially, understanding these patterns isn't just psychology. It's a form of coming home to ourselves. Jung identified 4 fundamental ways the human psyche operates. 4 core patterns that shape how we experience the world, make decisions, love, and create. These aren't limitations to overcome. They're languages we speak fluently, gifts we bring naturally. When we recognize our dominant pattern, something magical happens. The inner critic quiets. The comparisons fade. What emerges is something powerful. The ability to trust our own instincts, to honor our natural way of being, to stop apologizing for who we are. Think about the woman who's always been told she's too analytical, finally understanding that her love of logic is actually a superpower. Or the one who's been called too sensitive, realizing that her emotional intelligence is a rare gift. Or the woman who's been dismissed as too dreamy, discovering that her intuition has been guiding her correctly all along. What's interesting is that Jung didn't just identify these patterns. He understood something deeper about how they actually work in real life. Most people learn about personality types and think it's about categorizing themselves. But there's a different way to look at it entirely. One that actually explains why certain things feel so natural to us while others feel like we're swimming upstream. Understanding your psychological type isn't about being put in a box. It's about finally having permission to step out of all the boxes that never fit. The thinking woman is the strategist, the problem solver, the one who sees patterns and connections others miss. She's the friend who gives the most practical advice, who can untangle complex situations with clarity. She loves research, enjoys debates, and finds peace in organizing chaos. This is the woman who reads 3 books on a topic before making a decision, who creates systems that actually work, who can see the logical solution when emotions are running high. Modern example. She's the one who turned her side hustle into a business by creating detailed spreadsheets and market analysis. She's the project manager who keeps everyone on track, the friend who helps others see their situations clearly. Her mind is a gift that brings order to complexity. The feeling woman is the connector, the heart reader, the one who creates emotional safety wherever she goes. She remembers birthdays, notices when someone is struggling, and has an uncanny ability to say exactly what someone needs to hear. She makes decisions based on values and impact on others. And she's driven by a deep desire for harmony and authenticity. Modern example. She's the friend who always knows when to call, who creates group chats that actually stay active, who builds workplace cultures where people feel seen. She's the one who can mediate conflicts because she understands everyone's perspective. Her emotional intelligence is a superpower that heals and connects. The sensation woman is the realist, the one who notices what others miss, the change in someone's voice, the beauty in everyday moments, the quality of materials and experiences. She's practical and grounded, with an appreciation for beauty, comfort, and the tangible world. She trusts what she can see, touch, and experience directly. Modern example, she's the friend with the perfectly curated home who makes everyone feel comfortable, the one who picks the best restaurants, who notices when someone gets a haircut. She's the colleague who remembers practical details others forget, who creates spaces that feel nurturing and beautiful. The intuitive woman is the visionary, the pattern reader, the one who sees possibilities others can't imagine yet. She has hunches that turn out to be right, connects dots in unexpected ways, and is driven by potential rather than current reality. She's the dreamer who turns ideas into reality, the one who sees the bigger picture. Modern example. She's the entrepreneur who spotted a trend before it became mainstream, the friend who gives advice that seems random but turns out to be exactly right. She's the one who can see someone's potential when they can't see it themselves, who trusts the process even when the path isn't clear. Each of these women brings something irreplaceable to the world. The beauty isn't in being one type perfectly. It's in recognizing your natural strengths and trusting them completely. Here's what changes everything. When you understand your dominant function, you stop trying to be someone else and start being yourself more fully. The thinking woman stops apologizing for needing logic and starts trusting her analytical gifts as a form of wisdom. She realizes that her need for clarity isn't coldness. It's caring deeply enough to want to understand. Her questions aren't criticism. They're how she shows love. The feeling woman stops drowning in everyone else's emotions and starts using her empathy as a superpower. She learns that emotional intelligence means feeling deeply while staying centered in herself. Her sensitivity isn't weakness. It's a rare ability to create connection and healing. The sensation woman stops dismissing her appreciation for beauty and comfort as superficial and starts honoring her body's wisdom. She understands that her attunement to the physical world is a form of groundedness that others desperately need. Her practical nature isn't limiting, it's stabilizing. The intuitive woman stops doubting her insights and starts trusting her knowing without needing to explain it. She realizes that her ability to see patterns and possibilities is a gift that can guide not just her own life, but inspire others to see beyond their current limitations. But here's the deeper truth. Most women have been trying to be well-rounded instead of being excellent at what comes naturally. We've been taught that our strengths are somehow not enough, that we need to develop our weaknesses instead of celebrating our gifts. What if the goal isn't balance, it's brilliance? What if instead of trying to be a little bit of everything, we became a lot of who we naturally are? The woman who understands her psychological type doesn't need to apologize for her approach to life anymore. She doesn't need to be more of anything. She just needs to trust herself more deeply. This isn't about limitation. It's about liberation. It's about understanding that your way of processing the world isn't one option among many. It's your unique contribution to the world. When you honor your natural patterns, you give other women permission to honor theirs. When you stop trying to fit into someone else's definition of success, you create space for authentic connection and true collaboration. There's a moment in every woman's life when she realizes that all the energy she's spent trying to be different could have been spent being herself more deeply. This isn't about self-improvement or becoming someone new. It's about recognition. It's about seeing the patterns that have been guiding you all along and realizing they're not accidents. They're your natural wisdom. The thinking woman who trusts her need for clarity. The feeling woman who honors her emotional intelligence. The sensation woman who celebrates her groundedness. The intuitive woman who follows her knowing. Each of these women is learning the same beautiful lesson. That authenticity isn't about being perfect. It's about being whole. It's about trusting your own inner architecture so completely that you can be vulnerable without losing yourself. Jung knew that the goal was never to become someone else. It was to become who you've always been, but more consciously, more deliberately, more lovingly. Maybe the real question isn't how to fix or improve yourself. Maybe it's simpler. How do you want to show up? How do you want to trust your own mind? How do you want to honor the wisdom that's already within you? In the end, coming home to yourself isn't a destination. It's a daily practice of recognizing who you are beneath all the noise, all the expectations, all the should-bes. It's the quietest revolution of all, and it starts with trusting what you already know.